Yeah, I figure I better do that now. Cool. Right on.
No worries.
All right. So, how have your
Yeah.
games been?
They've been interesting. So what I did after our last session is I started trying to do mid and safe lane. Um, that's kind of what we went over, and I found my MMR just dropping,
Yeah.
and which was expected, but I dropped all the way down to like 500 something, 600 MMR, and then I was like, okay, this is not fun because in that black hole, it's not
Yeah.
fun
Then
at all.
I know how that goes. You're playing
Yeah,
with
so
people
then
that you like noticeably are not as good as what you're used to, and it actually can
yeah,
make the
and
game
then
kind
it's
of
like
hard
it's not
sometimes.
even like it's not even about like how well you play or how well anybody plays because one person can literally just screw it up so bad that it's pretty disheartening. But so I went back to working on support and climbing back up to get to a place where it was fun to play again.
Yeah.
And so I'm back at is it 1180? Um,
And weren't you up?
but
Were you nearly 2K before, or am I thinking of someone else?
I think you are thinking of someone else, or maybe the last time that we played, I was nearly 2K.
Okay, I
Uh,
thought you were like 1700 or something, but I was trying to get a bearing for where you've been.
yeah,
That's
no, no,
all.
no. I think usually like where I was last time, I was starting to play with legends, with a few legend friends. And
Okay.
we were just ranking up like crazy. But I think the highest I got was maybe like 13 or 1400.
Okay.
Um, then that's when I got the coaching session, and then I started practicing mid. But it was stupid because I should have practiced mid and safe lane in normal matches instead of ranked. That's just
Well,
really
ranked
dumb
is good
on my part.
practice, so I would say it's more pain now for better reward later.
Totally, yeah,
But yeah, I'm with you. Like some pain I don't like taking, and hundreds of MMR is one of those pains.
yeah,
So
yeah. And
understood
especially
there.
like I think if you're like 1600 and you go down to like 1,000, it's like okay, it hurts a lot, but you're not going down to like playing with people that are super toxic and just lose and throw and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
let's
yeah,
let's take a look. So do you have a replay ID or?
yeah. So but what I have been noticing actually though, and I don't know if it's worth mentioning, but
Sure.
I've been playing with I play with like my legend friends or whatever. Just how important it is to stack camps,
Yeah.
and what a big difference that makes in gameplay is just huge. Like you can win the game just completely by stacking camps and making sure that your cores have doubled the farm that the enemy team has.
Yep.
Um, with that in mind, can we look at this one, which I think will I was probably really sloppy, but there's a lot of questions that I have. It's should I give you like the date and the time?
Uh, there should be a match ID. If you look at the game overview at like the bottom left, you'll see match, and it's got a long number. So just
Do
send me
you want
that
me
match
to
number. Yeah, you can paste it to me.
Discord or Dota?
Doesn't matter.
It's in Dota.
All right.
So starting off with this match, I think I did it in this match. I'm not sure if this is one of those matches that I did, but uh, after like the early game and starting to transition into like the minute 8 and 9 mark, I believe this is the match where I went and started stacking for Wind Ranger and also started trying to block camps Alk, try and keep Alk from getting farm. I believe this is the match where I was spending a lot of gold and resources on sentries and just blocking all the camps all in his jungle and but I'm not sure if this is the match I did that or not. But I'm curious as to know, like, your point of view, if it's worth it or not worth it to do stuff like that.
Okay. Cool. Good question. So we'll take a look. Let me pop into Discord and start a stream here. Okay. Do you see a stream now on Discord?
Sir.
Perfect.
Shoot. What did I do? Here we go.
All right. So as usual, what do you think of these lineups? Do you think there's a clear favorite for the late game? And if so, who and why?
Totally. I mean, I would say the favorite would be EA. Just because of her farming potential if she gets Battle Fury and the way her hero scales. The items.
So PA definitely is, I would say, the strongest carry in this game. However, you have the tools to deal with her, because Wraith King doesn't really get one-shotted by PA.
The shackles.
Right. Wind Ranger usually gets a Monkey King bar, so there's another PA killer,
Right.
potentially. And then Razor actually does quite well against PA. It's not as good as in late game, but throughout the game, if Razor just follows PA, then Razor actually does quite well. Now, I do think their supports are really good, and I think that's probably why their late game is going to be a little bit better, is because they're going to have the double rock and eventually the Ags on Disruptor. But it's not impossible for you to win this late game, so overall I kind of agree. And you also have the Alchemist question mark, where if he hits a really nasty timing, then you might lose mid game too. You know?
Yeah.
So, and just looking at the lineups, you guys don't have a great pushing lineup either. So it could be hard to push these towers down and actually apply pressure. So we'll see how the game shakes out, but that's always what we want to start with here.
Gotcha.
Let's see, what did you end up buying? Okay.
I
So
remember.
so you know that already you're kind of behind, right? Because the game started.
Because I'm there and I
Everyone's.
don't have my items. Yeah.
Yep. And this guy's probably got a ward here. No ward there. About Brown. There's the ward. Okay. And you're probably going to be top. Yeah, you're top. Alright. So then, obviously, the battle is to get here first, to drop your ward before they're there. Kind of missed out. Not a huge deal, but, you know, I wouldn't be a good coach if I didn't bring that up. Anyways, there's more to the game than that, so. So bounty starts. Here's kind of that bowling I'm talking about. You guys can definitely fight. Yeah, I think you guys should have been a little bit more aggressive there, so let's just go back. I don't know if maybe you were like AFK or what happened here.
Might have, yeah.
So Razor's pretty aggressive. Yeah, so the rune spawns now. And you're back here. So
I wasn't there. Okay.
Yep. So Razor got the rune, so that's good. But this should have been a lot different. So now he's got all this damage he stole, but he couldn't really man up because you weren't with him. So that first link is a waste. And he's that's funny for the pepper. But yeah, so now this link, the lane's starting and he's missed it and he didn't really do any damage. So small thing there, and I think that just goes back to, you know, be ready when the game starts. Anyways, so let's see what we got here. Now, as far as playing this lane, if you can think of like what's the most important thing that you do in this lane, what do you think it would be?
And not allow PA to get last hits, like to harass and keep them in their farm.
Yeah, but there's a way to do that, and what I'm getting at, man, dude, I'm so distracted by all this battle pass stuff. I haven't seen in my games, people are not spamming like peppers and soccer goals and shit. Like that's.
I think everybody does that like in the first couple days, and then you just kind of whatever, and it goes away.
Yeah. So what I'm getting at is, as Razor laning against PA, this is exactly the way you guys want to lane. So you got the lane matchup you needed. But if the lane is here on the tower, then when this guy links PA just has to run this small distance and then she's out. She's safe. But if you can pull this lane back. Yeah, so if you can pull this lane back so it's more like in this area, that's when PA cannot farm. So that's sort of what I'm getting at is, to me, the most important thing you do in this lane is get it off this guy's tower. You want it on your tower. And if you can get the lane there and keep the lane there, then you're just going to win the lane. Like, it's just going to naturally happen. So, this guy, he got his pull off. Alright, so let's go back and let's switch the fog again. Radiant. Free camera. Alright. So, you should already know this lane's missing, right? The creeps aren't here. So, ideally what you should be doing is bullying this Warlock and keeping him off the pole. But that's going to become more important when you actually pull the lane back. So to start, if he pulls here, it's a single pull.
Double and it's going to push.
Well, yeah, it's going to be...
Through.
Yeah, it's a single pull, right? Because he pulls at 1 minute. You can't possibly stack yet. So if I'm you, I'm fine with that. I go pull this camp, right? So I pull the big camp. He pulls the small camp. What happens? Your creep wave dies. He kills probably 2 creeps. Right? So then you've denied twice as many creeps as him. So if he wants to trade you pulls every minute, where you take this big camp and he takes the small camp, that's fine. You know, you farm big camps, he farms little camps, you kill twice as many creeps as him. You know, so
yeah,
that's a totally fine trade. I think you're probably pulling here. Okay, good. Now the downside to doing this is the camp spawns at 2 minutes, right? So because you pulled now, when you kill this, you won't be able to pull for the next minute. Right, so that's one of the downsides of hitting that second pull, but it's good that you did this.
Gotcha.
Now, Razor, the flip side to this is, when you do this, Razor needs to catch this creep wave, because now if it hits the tower, yeah.
And that's exactly what I was thinking when I was there. I was like, oh, man.
Yep, and you can see this is perfect, right? Like this, look, he has to run, right? But look what happened. You guys are missing all this, so...
Yeah.
I think that's simply an issue of getting on mic and saying, hey, go get their creep wave and farm it. Because it's way better for him to have all these creeps than it is for him to share this with you. And then no one gets this, right? Like, that's super shitty. And he's probably not used to people doing this. Because your poll is correct. Right. It's a good poll. Again, would have been better at the start of the minute rather than the end, but you're still okay. So then I would just tell him to do it. And if he doesn't do it, guess what, man? Let's go back.
Go over there and grab it?
Yeah, then you're promoted to offlaner. Because he's stupid, and this is the worst case scenario. Right, so
if that happens, say like I have that there, right? I have the pool that I just did.
Yep.
I start to head over to grab the experience, but I see that, for example, this PA and Warlock go over to where my pool is. Do I let them, like this Razor stays in this area? Do I let them go over there and contest the pool and possibly get more experience and farm because they're getting now the creep wave and the camp, or do I stay and grab the experience in the wave thunder tower?
So if they come to fight you at this pole and your Razor is where he's supposed to be right here, then he just walks over and brings their creep wave and links this guy, and then he can come and body them out. But let's say he doesn't do that, so Razor just takes the creeps and he farms. I don't know, maybe he pulls them here, maybe he keeps it outside tower, maybe he just farms on tower. Well, what I would do, you're fine to come down into the river, take a more defensive posture, and split this XP, and you can contest last hits with Fire Spirits, and by attacking downhill, because you're a range hero. So if you Fire Spirit and then attack with the last hit, and you slow his attack, you can kind of get the farm.
Goes and grabs the lane.
Right, if Razor goes here to where he's supposed to. If Razor doesn't...
Here in the camp?
Yeah, if Razor's here, then I just say, fine, Razor, you have it. I would come take this. Okay. Now, it's better that he's supposed to be here. But if he's not, you know, make lemonade, right? Life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. But given what's happened here, let's say Razor goes like he's supposed to, and then those two come and they contest your poll, then they're splitting this XP 3 ways with you, right? So they're not getting much.
Getting the full XP from the wave.
Yes, he's getting full XP here, which will give him a level advantage over this PA, who's also going to miss probably an entire creep wave of denies to this Razor while she's over here fucking with you. So if they want to do that, yeah, they do get a little bit of golden XP here, but they're missing, it would be this creep wave, right? They miss all this to Razor killing it. Now that's what ideally would be happening. So yeah, good questions, but that's sort of like how this shakes down. And you can see when this lane is pushed, Razor just knows what to do, right? I link this guy and run at him. That's perfect. This is just why it sucks, right? Like this is what's missing. So Now, if he catches this lane and you guys play here for the rest of the lane, then you're set. Alright, so... Again, over here, Warlock's missing, so you should know he's pulling. Right, so this lane is in a better spot now. Right, this is better than here. Still not as good as here, but this is an improvement. But if this guy gets his pull off, it's going to reset the creep wave again. Right, so as you get this creep wave dragged back, it's harder and harder for PA to farm, and it's more and more important that you do not let this pull happen over here. Because this is how he fixes the lane. Another way, he can pull this big camp straight up through this little tree. I don't know if you've seen people do that, but that's a possibility too. So as long as you just police these pulls and let the lane stay here, then you win the lane. Yeah, but you can see he pulled, so he missed 2 creeps. And again, I'm fine with if you just want to trade pulls, you have the bigger camp, you win. Right? So if you want to do that, that's okay too. You'll get some tower damage. I can see you're kind of confused, like, okay, what do I do? Like, I don't want to dive this guy. A pull there would have been good, or even just policing this guy's pull.
I think I was waiting for like creeps. I think that's what I'm doing, to do another pull. I hope that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think you just missed the timing, which is okay. Okay, good. This is probably a kill. Close, very close. But you can see the same concept, right? The lane's up, and they can't farm at all. Look how much damage they took. You know, and that's... You guys are actually down in levels right now. They're 3 and 4, you're 2 and 3, but you're still stronger than them. Like, that's how much better your lane is. So, I think just right now in the laning phase, that's what I'm seeing, is that he's getting a bunch of free pulls here, which gave him the level advantage, even though what he's doing is suboptimal. Right? Like, if you just trade pulls with him, you win that all day. So, what he's doing isn't that good, but
Okay, so
if you don't punish it, then it works.
Yeah, if I was in his position, instead of pulling, I mean, because usually I wait with my pulls and I always stack and then pull. Is that what he should be doing? Is stacking and then pulling? Would that be the better than choice? Because he eliminates the entire wave.
So for him, it's sort of like reverse, right? So what's his job? He wants the lane to be here, right? So as the supports, that's like the battle you guys are having while your carries are farming. So for him, if the lane is right here, I'm not pulling at all. What I'm doing is I'm putting heals on PA as needed, and I'm making sure that if you guys right-click PA, I right-click you back, and I'm making sure that you do not hit this big camp pull, right? Because if the lane's here, then Warlock doesn't actually have to do anything. Like, PA can farm, so that's mission accomplished, right? My carry's farming. So then his job would be make sure you do not make this pull happen.
Gotcha. So he should be down there kind of keeping me away from being able to make the pull. Even if it's just when I try to pull, you just, right click one of the creeps and keep them back type of thing.
Yep. And then what you could do, because you beat him one-on-one, right? Like, if you guys just fight, you're stronger than the Warlock is. So then what he needs to do in that scenario would maybe even be like, come from over here, this side where you're not at, and attack these creeps and aggro them like 3 to 4 seconds before you need to pull them. Because then he doesn't have to fight you, because he loses that, but he still denies your pull. Right? So like, that's sort of like what would happen at a high level.
I feel like I'm going to level 2 in laning as a support. Learning all these new techniques that I'm gonna have to work on, which is great. Okay,
yep.
Awesome.
It's really important, and sometimes it can be really hard to figure out, like, when should I be pulling. But if you're thinking about it, you're gonna mess it up, and then you're gonna figure it out. Like, well, that was really bad time to pull. So you're gonna just kind of learn that. Let's go back a little bit. We missed the bounties. So I always think about, how am I gonna get these bounties, right? So right now the lane is pushing, which is good for them. The reason this is good is because if you want to go get this bounty, you're missing CS and XP on the tower. Whereas if this lane is on their tower and they want to go get the bounty, they have to come all the way, and they're missing CS and farm, right? So them pushing the lane up to this mark is actually the correct thing to do. No one seems particularly interested in the bounty rune, and then now people realize, oh shit, bounty. And there you go. And funny enough, the two
Welcome to
cores are the ones
1K.
that go. Yeah, the 2 cores are the ones that go, and everybody's late, right? So it's funny how that works. And this guy didn't TP back, so he actually lost a shitload of time. But hey, that's how it goes. And the same thing will apply. Okay, that's good. Yeah, Triumphant's clock. That's right. You take that all day. But the same applies at 10 minutes for the outpost. Like on that 9 minute 30 creep wave, you should start actually pushing. Because then they have to make the choice. Do I want to miss my CS or do I want to go contest this outpost? Right? So you don't want to give them anything for free and you want to establish a cost for their decision.
Right.
So that's kind of what's going on with the lane. It's stabilized a bit. You can see the lane was even just right here, and PA still didn't feel comfortable farming, right? So it's all about, for PA, it's all about getting this creep wave up on the tower. Now he's farming because you left the lane, which is okay, but just that's something to think about. Where are you right now? I think you TP bottom. Yeah, so that's something to think about. When you TP bottom out of this lane, this guy's alone. So then now what happens? So now this guy can farm up here, right? So he's actually pressuring your Razor now. And this guy gets free pulls. So that's going to deny XP. That's going to deny gold. And now this guy's free farming where he shouldn't be able to farm. And this guy is getting hurt where he should be free farming. Right? So
if like if lane, for example, is like, oh shit, help, blah, 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 whatever, rotations. Do I not rotate? Or when do you know, oh, I should rotate now? Or now's a good time to go help them out?
So it just depends, and I think that's a matter of who is the priority in this early game, right? So like, so we already talked about the consequence of you leaving is that this lane gets harder. So what's that mean? That means PA gets an easier time right now, and Axe gets a harder time. But as soon as you leave, what happens to this lane? I mean, you see what happens, right? It's like you were never there. You see what I mean? Like, as soon as you leave, okay, this guy's low mana.
You're talking about the bottom. Gotcha, yeah.
Yeah, and I think, did orange die? Let's go back. Yeah, your bottom lane's getting kind of dumpstered right now. Yeah, let's catch your TP. Let's go back that far.
I think I TP'd
Here we go.
I think I TP'd mid.
So this is after you traded with PA. Which again was good. It sucks you didn't get XP, but I'm fine with it. Okay, so you TP mid.
No.
Speed it up a little bit. Okay, the ward I'm fine with, and I actually like where you place this because this catches. This is a really good ward to have because it catches their off-lane support coming and killing your mid during nighttime, which is a very common time that they will leave. So I like this ward. I would just say that your mid player should be placing that ward, right? Like, or even your hard support can come do it, but you coming all the way here because you're on like shit on carry duty, if that makes sense. Like as the farming support, your primary job is to make sure this carry does not have a good lane and this offlaner has a great lane. So for you to come all the way down here to place this ward, even though I like the ward, I don't like it because all this space PA is getting. Which, hell of a name, by the way. But anyway. Alright, so then you block this camp on the Alk. Again, I'm fine with this. This is a good play. But this should not be you doing it. Right? This should be your Lion. Or even your mid. I'm also confused why you blocked this with Sentry, or somebody did, but then you body blocked the camp. Did you notice that?
I was noticing right now in the replay, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if you're like AFK right here or if you just wanted to body block, but you lost a good like 20 seconds just like kind of sitting here. And it doesn't do anything because this is already blocked by the ward. So I'm not sure. I thought you TP bottom, but yeah, okay, so you killed Alk, that's alright. Double kill. DD rune, pretty good. Triple kill. This guy's dead. Possibly. Oh yeah, he's dead. Okay. Well, that worked out. PA got level 6 while you were gone. Razor's about equal of PA. Warlock's almost level 5. You're 4.5. So you already kind of were down in the lane a little bit, and now you're following Alk. So, okay, I'm all right with you stalking the Alchemist.
Is that like a good move? Like I was doing it, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it because I feel like nothing else is gonna stop the Alk because he's just gonna go into the jungle and farm. If nobody else is gonna test that from him,
so
just gonna get out of control.
It is a good move typically, but I don't like it this game, and the only reason I don't like it is because you left this lane early. In my opinion, you should have stayed in this lane longer. So it's not worth it because the cost of Razor versus PA. This PA should be like, honestly like almost level 5, like level 4 and 3/4 probably. And this Razor should be about 6.5, almost 7, in my opinion. And I think you can see that your lane was way stronger because they were a level up earlier and you were still stronger than them. Right? So to come out of this lane, because I'm going to say it's 9 minutes, you're about out of the lane phase, you're getting there. To come out of this lane without a significant lead here, I think is a failing. Like something has gone wrong.
Gotcha.
You can kind of see, so net worth, XP, it's relatively even. But they have PA, who's not a great laner, especially against Razor. They have Alk, who's not a great laner, and he's against a Windrunner. So this lane, he should be losing. And then this lane is probably their only lane that's going to be going well. But I would like to see, just based on the lineups, you guys should have a lead right now. Right? So you should be playing from ahead. And I think that TP mid, your laning phase was mostly okay. We talked about the polls. But I think this TP mid has actually cost a lot, just based on Razor's game.
Gotcha.
So hopefully that makes sense. So I am.
Yeah. It's a huge difference in how to think about why you make choices and how that's gonna have repercussions in the long run. As far as like, at least what my objective needs to be, considering like who the most dangerous hero is,
Yeah. Right, and the other thing is like when you talk about like should I leave my lane, should I help this safe lane, should I go kill Alk? The thing I try to always think about as a support is when I leave my lane, what happens to my core? Right? So sometimes I'll just ask them like, "Hey, are you good to solo now?" when I think they're good.
Sure.
And then so like what would this guy need, do you think, to solo? Like, let's just say you're starting over, you've got a good lane. What does Razor need for you to not have to do anything in this lane?
I mean, he'd need to be out-leveling PA enough to where he's strong enough and I guess have his first item.
Yep, so you hit half of it. Step 1, out-level PA. Right, so that's the first thing. Step 2 would be a ward up in this lane so he doesn't get ganked. So either like a ward here to catch their mid coming, or a ward like here to catch TPs in. But this ward probably not as much because I think he would be pressuring this tower, right? So I think the ward like here, or even a ward like right here, would catch mid rotating. I think that's kind of what he needs. This ward's better though because it catches outpost TPs as well. But this ward's also more likely to be dewarded, right? So there's trade-offs there. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Like, if I leave this lane, what happens to my core? So before I leave the lane, I want to make sure, number one, can he play the lane if I leave? Because sometimes you just, like, throw the game by doing that. Like, the lane goes from a winning lane to this guy can't lane at all. And you never want to see that. So, is the guy going to be okay? Does he need a ward in his lane before I go? Do I need to pull first to fix the lane equilibrium? Because he's not going to be able to pull against two heroes unless they suck. In which case, why talk strategy at all, right? So we never want to think like that. But yeah, that's kind of what to look at. And the other thing is with the outposts. Let's go back. All right. So typically the way this goes, let's switch the fog back to Radiant. All right, so typically the way this goes, 9 minutes, okay, it's time to start thinking about outpost, right? So if I'm at 9 minutes and I'm Phoenix, I'm taking this guy's Alk farm, what do you need by the 10-minute mark to be able to contest outposts?
I need vision to make sure that they don't gank me when I'm testing it.
Vision helps, but what you need is to not have 300 HP. Right, so that's actually the major problem right now, is if you go to contest an outpost in the next minute, you're probably going to die, because you're sitting at 400 HP. So that's another consequence of farming this from Alk right now. Okay, so you're farming. You got to go back. That's awkward. Of course, it spawns as you're like diving out, right? But so like now look, right? 30 seconds outpost happens. Are you ready? Hell no. You know, you can't fight. So what would normally happen is, what's the strongest lane in the game for either team? It's their off lane, right? Axe is their strongest hero right now, and Razor is your strongest hero right now. That is almost always going to be the case. All right, so that's like your starting assumption, and then there's fringe cases, but that's the starting assumption. Your offlaner is the carry for the first 10 to 20 minutes of the game, right? Then as the carry develops, they become the carry. But for this phase of the game, it's all about what the offlaners are doing. So
that's mind-blowing, but that makes total sense.
yeah, I mean, that's just, it didn't used to be that way, but that's just how the meta is right now. So if you want, huh?
What did it used to be before?
So what it used to be is, well, there's phases, right? So it's gone through a lot of different cycles, but what it was before this, I think you're finding more of mid was like the one-on-one lane, and then you would have a tri lane in your safe lane to secure your carry's farm, or you might do an aggressive tri lane to fight their carry. But like once the dual lane meta started, which I forget which patch did that, but it's been like what, a year and a half, 2 years, something like that, since it's been like back to dual lanes. So since that time, that's sort of when it happened, and that's just the nature of having a 2-1-2 lineup.
Force the dual lanes.
What forced the dual lanes?
Yeah, like what forced that into meta?
I'd have to dig up the patch notes, but there was a patch note that changed. I'm not sure exactly what did it, to be honest. That was sort of when I wasn't playing as much during that time. If I dug through the patch notes, we could find out, but I don't think it's worth the amount of time it would take to get you an answer to that. Just to be honest, but it was, I think, probably denies. So they made like the range creeps worth more XP, and it changed denies and changed laning. So like little things like that, changing how much XP you share from a kill, changing kill streak gold, like all those little tweaks can change how, like what makes sense to lane. So can't give you the exact answer there, but things like that happen.
Like at least provides a lot of insight of like to think about stuff.
Yeah. So with that said, okay, so we've established your offlaner is actually your carry for the first part of the game. So
basically what I'm in here is like, I fucked up this game big time. It's like 2 ways now that I'm fucking it up big time.
I wouldn't say
I'm letting PA get ahead, which is one of the biggest problems to our game. And then missing like these little windows to take away their XP, and especially for the Alk.
I mean, mostly yes. I wouldn't say fucked up big time, but I get it from your perspective. Like, oh man, I like really blew it here. Like, yeah, I mean, ultimately, PA should not have had such a good lane. You can see like they've won every lane actually, so they're winning all 3 lanes. But that was largely just based on pulling and based on your decision to leave, which again I like. It's not like you wasted time when you left. Like you did things, right? So you weren't just AFK jungling. Like that would be a disaster. So you're still impacting the game in a positive way, but you're missing out, I think, where you can do the most good, which is up in this lane. You know, this trip here and this is actually a better play in my mind, coming to mess with this Alk, because you're closer to this lane, and it's less of a time investment, and you wouldn't have to TP, right? So if you're just here playing the lane, it's in a good spot. Then you leave once he's farming here, your Razor, and he's safe, he doesn't need you. Then you can just walk over and contest the Alk. So you still have TP, right? So there's a dive that happens. You can TP to help to any lane. You can just walk back. You've got access to this outpost, which is timely right now, right? And then you don't take all that damage too. Like that was the other thing, is taking all this damage at this time is really bad, because now you can't contest this outpost. And since we talked about like your offlaner is your strongest hero at this point in the game, where do you want to fight for the outpost? It's with this guy, right? This guy is key. But right now you can't do it. So the alternative is, okay, well then I guess I'll go to this outpost. Well, here you're running into an axe, and this guy's got level 3 Thunderstrike, and he's got a glimpse to chase people down. So this is extremely hard to fight into. Whereas up here you have a PA who doesn't have any burst damage yet, and you have a Warlock who, I don't know, puts a crappy heal on you and then like hits you a couple times. Right? Like you really don't care about the Warlock right now. And the same with the PA. But because you're hurt, you can't contest here. So then I guess the next thing is, and it looks like you're even pinging here, like, hey, let's hold this outpost. Well, this is kind of reversed. So what's supposed to happen is Lion is definitely not supposed to be dead right now. You can see the timing of this death is a disaster. Right? So he respawns, and it's too late for the outpost. And it's too late for bounty runes. So this death is very badly timed. Likewise, you're kind of hurt. So you're already down a lot of people. Now your mid has come. So your mid's investing in this outpost because he knows it's important. And so here's Alk free farming as a consequence of that.
Right.
That is all based on you and Lion. Right? The support play is why you guys are in this situation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that's all just based on movements and decisions and TPs. So, one sec. Sorry to cough. Okay. So let's slow it back down. Let's get back in here. Okay, so you block another camp, I don't like these sentries, and I'll tell you why. If they put a sentry like right here, can you see my mouse?
I can't see your mouse, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep, around where these like plants are a little bit beneath.
I see both of them.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep, 2-for-1 deal. So this same sentry, let's say down here, would stop that, or this sentry, I think you can put it like up in this corner, like this top right corner. So just
really sloppy.
Yeah, just spread them out a little bit. Now the odds that they deward right there are very low, but it could happen, you know. So, all right. So you TP bottom. You're here for the outpost. You got your tranquil, so you actually ended up healing up in time. You held the outpost, but so now you've TP bottom. You're in their strongest lane, and this isn't really where you want to be because let's say that Warlock TP's bottom. Well, okay, so now what? Like now you guys are fighting against the Warlock who has ult. He doesn't now, but he had 6 in like the next 30 seconds or something. This is not where you want to be making your plays. Now it does work out, but again, look at this investment. Your mid is here. Alchemist is AFK farming. PA is AFK farming, up where she's not supposed to even be able to farm. Right, so it's deceptive because it looks like you've done a great thing killing this axe.
But then again, it's like going back to what we talked about at the beginning. It's like the most important player here is the PA. She's getting the free farm, and then this. Hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
And then you have the axe, which is like it's important, obviously, because I think he's making some space, but that kill, like you said, is not really that effective compared to like the farm that PA is getting and all that shit.
And another way to look at it is, so Axe needs to come online to enable their lineup with Blink, right? So like he's their first enabler. But what happens if he gets Blink and PA and Alk are both getting shit on? Do you care about his Blink?
Oh.
Like what's he setting up? You know, he's setting up Disruptor and Warlock? Like no, he's not. So his Blink this game is not that important. And likewise, if you shut down the Axe, he never gets Blink, but PA and Alk have a great game, then who cares what the Axe does? You know, like in a way, he fed his way to victory. He made a bunch of space by feeding. And the other reason why this is really bad, and this all comes back to you guys should be up here. Right? So you should be shutting down the carry, not the Axe. Because the Axe is annoying now. Like, this is where you're feeling the pain, but this is the pain that's going to end your game.
Yeah.
It's not this guy.
Yeah.
It's this guy. So imagine...
No, when you say like his Blink isn't important this game, you're saying his Blink isn't important if EA and Alk don't have farm.
Right. And even if they have farm, it's still not as good, but okay, then, they can follow up with him. But point is, him getting Blink does not win this game for that team. PA and Alchemist win this game for them. Right? So instead of investing all this time into Axe, what if you two were up here? So now instead of Axe dead, it's PA. Now PA's not farming. Here's your outpost, right? So you still get an outpost, they still get an outpost, but now you're on this one instead of this one. And then what's the other consequence of being here? Well, just like your lane, your strong lane's supposed to be the off lane, ironically, not the safe lane, despite the names. Right. Notice they have the ward here. Right? They have this ward already, right? Because this is where they're strong. They might have a ward here. They might have a ward, let's say, down here. Point is, they control this area because Axe is stronger at this point in the game than Wraith King. So when you come in here to contest the Axe, you're fighting into their vision, you're fighting into their strongest point in the map, and you're taking attention away from Alk, away from PA, which is exactly what they want. Yeah, it dramatically changes the game. If instead
when you
of
think
here,
about it that way, like, okay, where's their strongest point, where's their weakest point, and why, and like which characters come online sooner and later, it's just like, whoa.
Yeah, it's timings, right? Because if this were 40 minutes in the game and I'm saying play where PA is, that's probably kind of retarded because PA is going to dagger someone. Like, PA might dagger this guy for a third of his HP. He might one-shot the Lion, right? But at 10 minutes, it's like, what do you care about this PA? You don't. He's only allowed to farm because you guys aren't here pushing his tower. So he's getting allowed to farm when he shouldn't be able to touch these creeps at all. He should have to be relegated to this triangle. Like, he should have to be totally abandoning this lane. The same way that your Wraith King right now can't really play in this lane anymore because Axe is so strong, right? Like, the only way he plays is you bring 3 other people here.
Everybody, yeah.
You basically got to bring your whole team. And that's the only way this play works. And to drive
the
home,
epitome of space created.
Yeah, exactly.
We're helping to do that.
Exactly. And let me drive home this point for you to like really show you like how catastrophic this is.
Hold on, let me go grab the lube.
Okay. Hey, have it ready next time, okay?
Yeah.
But, all right, so what happens in 20 seconds when this Axe respawns and TP's back bottom? What has changed? Yeah, absolutely nothing has changed. He takes over the lane. He already has the wards still. Even if you deward this, like they'll take it back. And all you did was delay Axe's game 40 seconds to a minute at the cost of all of you guys coming down here and these guys free farming. So get in a habit. Again, this is the rule. That doesn't mean it's what you do every single game, but this should be your baseline approach. And as you learn the exceptions, you'll see them happen, right? So the general rule is that around that 9 to 9:30 mark, your hard support should be coming to this off lane to kill their carry. So the outpost you want is their outpost, not your own. So what typically happens at higher level games, let's go back. That's
why you said last time that at around 8 or 9 minutes, your safe lane is not the safe lane anymore.
Yeah, and it's
everybody's rotating to try and get that kill on the carries.
Yeah, so the reason that happens is because Axe becomes their strongest hero. No one wants to be here. They're farming support. I'd say usually one of their next strongest heroes. He's there too. And then if you try to make a play down here, their hard support can TP. Their mid could TP, potentially. And it's really hard to do. And when you do that, their carry gets all the space on the planet. He gets everything, right? So you have to work hardest to apply your pressure here, and the cost is the highest. So it just doesn't make any sense when you really think about it that you want to be playing where they're best. You want to play where they're worst, right? This is your strength. Razor versus PA is your game-winning matchup, and this is where the action should have been.
Ah, damn! Wow. Okay, yeah.
And some of that is going to come down to just recognizing like which hero is strongest on my team. That's the guy I want to play around. Like right now,
I think I'm still really weak in that area.
Yep, and that'll come with time, but it'll also come when you're explicitly thinking about it. You're going to start to solve these problems because that's where your attention is, right? And that's the key. You have to be thinking about what really matters, because if you're not sure what matters, then your guess is as good as mine, and it slows the learning process a lot, right? So as a coach, this is what I'm here to bring to you. Like, this is a small change you can make, because really, how big of a change are we talking to your gameplay here? Like, almost nothing. Like, you literally just don't TP.
Yeah.
Yeah, like literally just don't TP, pull like once more than you did, maybe twice more than you did, and don't give this guy a free pull. And that's it. Like you're like think about how easy that is to implement, right? Like
Sure,
you
yeah,
just
instead
have
of
to
going
know.
around trying to sentry every one of Alex's camps.
Yeah, like this is some elaborate shit. And again, I don't have a problem with it that someone's doing it. It's just the wrong person's doing it. Right? And the other thing is at this point in the game, he doesn't have max acid spray yet. So it's not even like that effective. If you did this 5 minutes later, I think this does a lot more to him. But right now he's not even farming at peak speed. So it's like you're slowing down a guy that isn't farming as fast as he's going to be farming in a couple minutes anyway. Does that make sense? Like, the faster he farms, the more effective it is to disrupt his farm. Because you're really not setting him that far back. Especially, like, right now, these camps are blocked, okay? So then he can just go farm here. And why can he farm here in this triangle? Because PA doesn't have to farm there. Because normally, your Wraith King... I mean, you see it's about to happen. Axe is going to come back to this lane. Wraith King's on this tower. He's not going to farm there. So Wraith King, if he wants to not feed, kind of has to abandon his lane and come farm your triangle. Because this is where they're strong and they're applying the pressure where they should be. If you guys do the same thing to PA either stays in lane and dies repeatedly, in which case, congratulations, you won the game. Or she goes into the triangle and farms here, which is slower, but it's safer. So if she doesn't have to go here, then that's kind of an operation of you not being here, right? Instead, you're here blocking these camps. But if you guys were just playing top and you had your lion up here and you take this outpost and you put up wards the same way they are down here, then you kind of own these camps anyway, right?
Yeah.
These become your camps and these camps become their camps. And then you guys trade the triangle. But doing all this blocking, like he can just go farm here because PA doesn't have to, and it's, you know, just wasted time. Like it doesn't actually accomplish that much. So anyway, the big wrap up on this whole little segment. If you spend your time coming up on this first outpost where you guys are strongest, I think you're going to find your games start changing quite a bit. These carries, probably 8 times out of 10, are going to die when your hard support TP's up here. You're going to take this outpost, and you're going to take over this part of the map. And then...
The key to that is the if your hard support TP's up, because in this MMR, usually they don't.
That is an if, but a lot of times you say, like, hey, man, we're really strong top. Lion, you want to TP top? Let's fight for this outpost. Wraith King, why don't you farm this triangle? It's a lot safer. You know, it's easy.
I think, yeah, this is something that, again, my... who's a legend has been telling me a lot too, is like you just have to like mention it, you know, and say these things so that people are aware and not telling people what to do, but just mentioning it so that people can choose to make these better decisions.
So notice how I talked about it. I said, Wraith King, why don't you come farm here? It's a lot safer. Do you see how I say that? I'm not telling him to. I say, why don't you? So I'm giving him a recommendation, and the phrasing of that, why don't you do this? I'm still giving him the decision, right? Like, you can do this, and here's why I think you should. You're safer. Well, who doesn't want that, right? Especially if he's down here, like, getting fucked on, which he was, right? Because I think he said they're asking for help. So for him, I'm like, you know what? That's a good idea. I don't want to be here anymore. And then, you know, you're like, hey, Lion, we're strong top. Let's go shit on their PA. Who's going to say no to that, right? Especially, we're like, look, bottom's really hard. Come top, let's kill PA. Wraith King, you can just farm triangle. Like, that's the way the game is supposed to go. So if you do that and they don't, they get this outpost, you get this outpost, their carry dies, yours doesn't, and you trade these towers, right? You trade these towers, which is fine. That's okay. What you don't want to have happen is that you invest all this time where they're really strong, and you have no pressure here, and that's just going to, like, throw the game. So let's watch this one more time. We went backwards a little bit. Speed it up. So yeah, again, so this camp getting farmed, you're missing outpost here. You guys take outpost there. Let's follow up on this axe kill. Okay, so you guys kill the axe, and then let's see what he does.
so much more complicated to play as a support than as a carry.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. But yeah, so Axe, you know, you kill him, he comes back down, and like, look, it's just like I said. They only have the 2 heroes here, and you guys are out. Like, you just instinctually understand, like, we don't want to be here. You know what I mean? It's funny how, like, this will happen in the game. It's like, you won't understand why things are happening, but just instinctively,
You'll feel it,
Lion knows, like, man, I kind of don't want to be here anymore. Like, he's playing really far back. He's the only person here. Okay, so now you're up in the triangle. Let me think. So,
I'm being stupid. I think the rest of this game is
well,
being stupid.
I think at this point it makes sense that you don't want to be top anymore, because top is, like, difficult now. All right, this guy's got rock. This guy is almost level 8. Razor's not that scary at this point, you know? So I get why you don't want to be top anymore. I wouldn't either. Like, top's kind of fucked.
To be honest, I don't think I was thinking about it that way.
Okay, well, that's
it
what
was more of just like a, let me see how much I can block Alchemist, because like looking back now, hindsight 2020, and especially with a coach, it's even worse. But it's like I'm thinking that I'm cutting off Alk so that Alk can't make space for PA, but really what's happening is I made the space for PA.
Yeah, that's so funny. You're exactly right. You made the space for PA. You're totally right.
That's funny.
Because the thing is, dude, this Alk, he's going to farm. You cannot ever stop this guy from farming. You can slow him down, but you can't stop him. This guy, you can stop a lot. What do you do
against an Alk? Like, say I stay in lane and it's like, okay, I'm dumpstering on the PA. They don't have a PA, but then they have this really strong Alk who has like 6 items before anybody else on my team has 2. What the strategies against an Alk? Yes,
so
is my question. Besides a spirit vessel.
Yeah. So the strength of Alk is that he gets farmed faster than anyone else in the game, right? So his strength isn't really that he's a carry. It's that he can carry a mid game faster than anybody else in the game. So what does this game look like? Let's say Alk has a great game and he's doing good, but you've done great against PA.
Basically,
and
you
your
just
Wraith
have
King
to
had
try
a
and
good game.
outlast his peak until your carries come online and make sure that their carry is like a PA.
Yeah, basically, Alk is not going to solo carry this game. Some games he can, but he's not going to burst down your Wraith King during concoctions, because like that's what happens, right? He gets Shadow Blade or he gets Blink. He's got AC, he's got Radiance, and then he starts like 5 seconds stunning people and killing them one at a time. Like that's how Alk typically is starting to turn the game around, right? He can't do that to Wraith King. He's probably not going to be able to do that to Windrunner, but he could. He's probably not doing it to your Razor, provided your Razor had a good game. Right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. Like, he's not the linchpin of their lineup to me. It's the PA. Because if this game goes late and PA had a bad game but Alk didn't, well, it's late game now, so Alk's not so important. You know, and you have Impale, Power Shot, Fire Spirits, Plasma Field. Yeah, Plasma Field. You have D-Push, so they can't just group up behind a fat Alk and push you and end the game. Like, that's not an option to them. Their option is basically wait till PA can kill people, and that's how they win. Alk is just like the cherry on top. He's kind of like a decoy. You know, he's not their winner this game. Some games he is, but he's really not this game. It's all about the PA.
Gotcha.
So let's power through this a little bit more so you can kind of see. So Axe is pressuring your bottom tower, right? This guy's pretty aggressively pushed up. You guys aren't here because it's hard to be here. So then what should you do? You should be doing it to them. But again, look at their safe lane. So anyway, that's the story of this game. I don't know if we should even go further than that. But yeah, and so now Disruptor. Okay, that was such a good play. You could be doing this on your side of the map, okay? So let's look at what this Disruptor did. He knows you're pushing the tower. He knows you guys can't fuck with him. So he pulls your creep wave to this big camp, and he's going to farm all of it. So compare that to running around and sentrying, you know? Like, that's a great play that he just did. He's maximizing his farm. They're getting this tower. And so now this tower is dead. So then what happens now? This tower is still up. This tower is dead. So then where does Axe go? He's got his blink now. Where does he go? He goes mid.
Top. Oh, mid.
He goes mid. So now they control this whole jungle. You've got vision here, but I'm telling you this isn't going to last. I'm sure they will deward this. They're going to go mid. They're going to take your mid tower. And then your game is incredibly difficult. Because they still have all their towers. You're missing 2 that control your jungle. So effectively this whole area is now off limits for pretty much the rest of the game. Right? This whole like your jungle area. And you didn't trade their jungle in exchange for that. So you just get nothing. You get this triangle and you get on tower farming and they get all of this, right? They get everything else. So I'm just kind of curious. I'm on 8 times speed here. Shit going down here. You can just see how hard it is to play in this lane. It's just the 2 of them. Like, they're not even bringing other people. That's literally just those 2 people, and you had to bring basically everybody. Now this guy's alone because you all TP'd. And he's probably dead. Yep. So, I mean, yeah, now the game, you're, like, significantly behind. Yeah, and you can see that. Like, you're way behind now. So, you managed to keep your mid. But the price you're paying is you're keeping like 3 or 4 heroes bottom all the time. Which, again, Alec free farming, this guy free farming. So, anyways, great replay. That was a very good replay. No, I'm serious, dude. Like, that is key that you bring a replay like that. Because I think it's a very stark example of what went wrong.
You're going to be like, that is the epitome of allowing carry to farm.
I think the big takeaway for me is like you're concerned, like you're thinking about the right things. Like this Alka is going to be a problem. I don't want him free farming. But I think just get your fundamentals down, right? Like get your lane solid. And once your lane is solid, these problems aren't really going to be as bad because you're winning the lane. So he's not going to snowball out of control because he'll be under pressure. Right, like that's
just the trauma from other games where you win your lane and you're like, oh great, we're gonna steamroll now. Let's come out of laning phase, and you come out and it's like, rest of the map has gone to shit while you were in this beautiful lane. You know?
Yeah, and sometimes that happens, but I mean, what's the alternative? Like you leave laning phase and your lane didn't go well. Like, is that better? You know, like I don't think it is. And I'm sure there's fringe examples either way that can prove the point. But yeah, I think that's the big thing there. And yeah, I kind of agree with this win rate graph. Like at the start, I like your guys' lineup. I think you can definitely win this game. But then you can see, so this, that's crazy. That's about the 6-7 minute mark. Isn't that like exactly when you left the lane? This big dip in the win rate? That's like exactly... And then here's, you guys got that kill on Axe right after the outpost, so that's about here. Yeah. But then again, he TP's back, and it's business as usual. Like, you didn't change anything, right? Yeah. So, awesome replay. Do you have another one, or do you want to play a live game?
Yeah, let's play a live game.
Okay, so let's...
There's a lot of...
Yeah, let's try to implement...
Things to work on and think about differently.
Yeah, let's try to implement that. I think definitely play 4. Play that same role. Do you want to play ranked and have me watch live, or do you want to play like an unranked game and I'll watch live?
No, let's do ranked.
Okay.
Fine.
So you can go ahead and just queue then, and I'll watch the game live, and
okay.
I will try not to meddle too much, because I know it can be hard to play when someone's like telling you what to do the whole time.
No.
Yeah, it sounds like that would be the easiest way to play, but for me that's like actually so hard. It's like why don't I just share control? You know, I don't like being micromanaged. So let's stick to the big things.
There you go. So for soft support, right?
Yep. You can play Phoenix if you want. You can play a different hero. The concepts are largely the same.
Yeah, because I'm comfortable with like mechanics of Phoenix, so I can focus on the concepts that we just talked about.
Yep. Very true.
I think I need to whenever I want to work on new things, I need to do normal match. Because in like ranked, I think it's like play the heroes that I'm comfortable with and I know. That makes sense.
Yeah, I agree, and that'll save you the frustration of trying to learn a new role and losing our MMR for it. You
Yeah.
know, like that's not a fun place to be. So normal is good for that. And the thing is, as you get better at figuring out your lane, that's going to make you a better carry. Because
Totally.
if you play 4 all the time and you get really good at shitting on their carry, now if you go play carry, you know exactly how this guy is going to ruin your lane,
Right.
right? Because you do it all the time, so you know what to avoid, and you also sort of learn like the counterplay of like, okay, here's what I need to do. You know, I need to leave my lane. This lane's screwed. They're going to come take my outpost. It's not safe for me.
Right. Like you said, like if I can be in the jungle because they don't have vision, great. But if I can't, then I'll go to the triangle,
Yeah.
the thing where it's safer and not feed.
So Undying is your hard support? Feels weird.
Come to my MMR.
Yeah. It can work. The thing I don't like right now is you guys don't have any stuns, so you're probably never going to kill the Sand King. This Witch Doctor, when he ults later in the game, it's going to be full duration ult every time. You have no kill for Void. Okay, CK helps. PL. Yeah, you got... Oh, man. You guys are going to need Disable. Vessel is going to be good, too. So, I'm thinking, like, Atos Vessel this game makes sense. Because let's be real, you're probably not farming an Orchid. Atos is a very farmable item, and it's going to help you deal with their escapes. So that's what your team needs. Your team has a lot of damage, but you guys need lockdown. Their lineup is also very push heavy. They have the Healing Ward, they have DK. Like once they start grouping up and pushing, it's going to be tough, and I don't think you guys have enough counter push. So when that time comes, I think it'll be better that you guys trade farm instead of like trying to fight their push. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So keep that in the back of your mind, but I'll remind you when we get there.
Sure.
Let me turn off my Discord stream. Save us all some bandwidth.
Good.
Typically you want to bring that Observer Ward with you too. So it's funny, this time you got out of the base real quick.
Off lane? Like, should I leave that mid and safe?
No, it's actually, the ward is supposed to go, one goes mid, one goes to you in the off lane. Typically, yeah, typically you guys get the other ward. So whether or not you want to block their camp, personally, I do not like blocking the camp because it's a guaranteed D ward for them, right? So I don't like doing that. I much prefer to put a ward up where I can see their pole without blocking it, and then I might go there and body block it.
So like over here somewhere?
Yeah, like that's a good spot. To the right a little bit, so
Here?
it's not. Yeah, like that's good too. Another thing you could do, if you went further to the left, like towards their ancient camp, you could put it up there on the high ground and courier hunt. So lots of ways to do it. Just don't do it in vision. He already has the sentry, right? Watch the cask. All right, it's okay. You guys, I think, win.
No.
All right. So I think the key here is don't die to cask Blade Fury, and you guys will be okay. And obviously we want to pull the lane back as soon as we can, which should be the 1 minute big camp pull. It's the fastest way. Try to hit this Witch Doctor as he hits your CK. Okay, they push the lane. This is good. So you don't have to do anything except make sure he doesn't pull.
Okay.
Okay, this guy just... Yeah. Alright. What are you gonna do?
Yep. Now he's gonna go pull.
Yeah, he's gonna go pull. We don't want him to pull. Okay, see if you can stop him.
I can see if I can stop him from pulling.
Yeah, it's too late. It's alright.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
like
just,
there,
just
should I
harass
leave
Jug.
lane and
Yes,
like,
totally. Totally.
experience?
Absolutely. You should not let him pull.
Okay.
It was just awkward because CK died. So that's not
Gotcha.
supposed to happen. So go
Well,
ahead.
that's why I was thinking. Like maybe I should stay
Yeah,
in lane.
pull
so
the
that
big
one of
camp.
us gets
Pull the big
XP.
camp. Pull the big camp. Pull it 47 and just pull it up and right, like in between those trees. To the right a little bit. Yeah, good. Good, 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 good. And then you got to get hit. Perfect. Okay. So that's okay. If you want to trade pulls, no problem.
Do I stay here in the pool or do I go back to
Yes, stay with the pull. Let CK have the lane. Yeah, it's kind of awkward. He brought the creeps over, but this is okay. This is a good place of the lane to be. Alright, this is fine. Again, we're just trying to prevent pulls from the Witch Doctor, which he's going now to stack. 3 range creeps, so this is going to pull. If you want to bait Blade Fury with your dive, you can do that all day. Like, it's always a good trade, so don't be afraid of that Jug. Alright, so he went and pulled again, which is okay. Try to get level 3 from all these range creeps on tower. Yeah, that's alright.
Like there, when you said like, for example, you were mentioning that he was going to go pull, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like where the lane is, it's a horrible time for me to go contest it, because then that happens like where Jug just comes at me from behind.
Right, but you have vision of Jug, so you could have run up, so you didn't have to run into the Jug.
Just not stay there so long. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
gotcha.
I was also saying you should get the range creep experience on the tower, but you left for the pull. Like, you wanted to stop him from pulling. Once he pulls, he's already pulled.
It's done.
You know, you're right. It's done. So, yeah, it's all right. Just don't give up the kills. And you see this lane is like perma pushed. I would have killed that courier personally, but that's all right. Okay, he's pulling again, and the lane is really far up, so that's okay. You kind of need to kill some range creeps though. That's a lot of experience just sitting in the lane. And the bounty's coming up, so you want this creep camp dead. Or all these creeps. Yeah. You guys just gotta kill these creeps, man. You're gonna miss this XP for the bounty. And now you could
see,
die.
I didn't understand what you were talking about, but now that okay, got it. You said you're gonna miss the XP for the bounty. Now I understand what you're saying.
Yep.
When you were like, you gotta get the range creep, and I was like, wait, what is he talking about? Like,
yeah, that's why.
To get the range creeps, like, I didn't. Okay, gotcha.
And the flip side is you're using dive a lot for no reason other than doing some damage, and it's costing you. That's what killed you before, and that's why you couldn't contest that other bounty, is because you didn't have dive. So try to keep your dive off cooldown. You're fragile when it's used.
Okay.
All right, so lane's pushed again. Oh, kill opportunity. You can kill Jug. You can kill him right now. Got to get his healing ward.
CK is not gonna be here, so.
Yeah. when he spins like that, that's your chance to kill him. But it requires CK. Just take the lane. Yeah, get the healing ward. Oh, hell yeah. 75 gold. Alright, so Jug's getting low on mana. He has one spin left if he pops his stick. Okay, that was really bad because now no one gets the XP there. But yeah, I think the big thing is you're getting cast next to CK a lot. You know what I mean? So he's getting every cast is like bouncing between you guys repeatedly. And Jug's got 6, but he has no mana, so it's kind of fine. So I think now that Jug is out of mana, you guys should be a little aggressive on him and kind of bully him. His healing ward's on cooldown too. Have to assume that guy's pulling right now.
Yep.
Get ready to deny the ward. Yep, that's alright.
Just don't feel comfortable to like stay in that area by myself.
Well, you were okay when you had the ward up, but that was likely to get dewarded because you went in blind, and they usually have a ward there. It's all good. Right now, I think your focus is you need to get XP. You can definitely just hit this Jug. Yeah, the whole time, just auto-attack him. Because as long as you have dive, they really can't kill you. Yeah, this is alright. See if you can pop that clarity. I'm gonna try. Oh, yeah, not worth dying though. Oh, of course it bounced to you. One of those games, right? Where else is that gonna bounce? Alright, well, Outpost is coming up. So, one more TP bot. Try to push out the lane. And then you need to get to that outpost before 10 minutes. Yep, you're good. Go around. This is about perfect timing. Because Witch Doctor, you should go for it now. So he could come up and stun you, so you won't have enough time to redo it. And he's not going to have enough time to take it back. So this is perfect. Oh man, he got you. You can kill him though. No, it's too late. Kill him. Kill him. It's too late.
Yeah, I can kill him.
Yeah, you got to make him pay. Snag the bounty? That's alright. Just get the kill. Oh my lord.
There's a void.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
It's alright. You brought their mid. You got top outpost too, so you at least got an outpost. That's the key. The Witch Doctor had the stun at the perfect time. Yeah, I think just recognize, like, when he goes on you to stop that outpost, the price should be his life. You know, because he can do that. Like, you can't stop him from coming up and stunning you, but you just kill him. Meanwhile, CK is starting to do better in this lane. I do think CK should win this.
I didn't think I was going to be able to kill him. I think, like, if he walked back and just walked back to the Jug, I wasn't going to have time to kill him until the Jug was going to kill me too. It was either Jug or Void.
No,
At least that's what I felt. That's why I was like, I don't think I can kill him.
Yeah, no, you totally could, but it's alright.
Okay.
This is how you learn that stuff. Like, you're actually a very strong support. I would kill that healing ward, dude. I would dive for it if you have to. Yeah, now this is a kill. This should be a kill. Just keep the pressure up. Good. Oh, can you summary him? Do you see him? He's salving on tower. Oh. Yeah, it's okay. It's alright. That would have been huge if you cancel that salve. Void is top right now.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
This guy has ult. Turn on Jug with the CK illusions.
Just don't want to be too close for the ult.
Yeah, but you have dive. As long as you have dive, you're okay. That's your get out of jail free card, so to speak.
As I get hit by cat.
Right, but you have time to react to that.
Traumatizing game.
I think you fight Jug if you can. Just be careful. Yeah. Game is hard. You need your ult for sure. Is the tome up? Oh my god, you're gonna die. So one thing I will say, be careful when you get maledicted. You seem to be calling out your fire spirits every time. Which, that's 20% of your life that you lose.
I was gonna ask you if that goes towards the Maledict, because
It
nobody's
definitely does.
hurting me. It's kind of coming from my own skill.
Yeah, because Maledict, all it's looking at is, did your HP get reduced from where you were the last tick? So it doesn't care if it's like HP reduction or damage. It's just looking at, you know, was your HP lower at this time than it was at the last tick?
Sure.
Is there a tome you can buy?
Nope.
Okay. You gotta get level 6, then that's your big key. I would run bottom right now. I just run bottom. CKTP mid, so this is your chance to get that XP. They have vision. What's up with these guys? He's really gonna go this far. Just try to get to the lane, man. You need XP like really bad. You know, if they want to run around and chase you, that's cool, but just work your way towards the lane, not towards base. Once you have 6, we can look at making big plays around your ultimate. I think probably the best thing you can do is just hold your TP and follow Void. It's like when Void goes on someone in Chronos, if you're there to ult.
Sure.
Yeah, right now they're all mid. So basically right now, they all left the lane to push mid, so you want to push as fast as you can. Force them to come back. So definitely fire spirits next creep wave, just get this shit pushed in. Someone's TPing, so be careful, they could be TPing to you. Yeah, there's Jog. He has no mana still. They're gonna take top tower now. This game's kind of awkward because they're pushing all your towers, and you guys don't really have the team fight to contest them. And you also don't have the tower push to trade. So this is just gonna be a hard game for a while. Definitely plays to make bottom. This is good. This is really good.
Radiant structures are fortified.
No mana. Great.
Yeah.
Your top tower is under attack.
And you guys don't have stuns, so they just walk away.
Enemy's middle tower has fallen.
PA got mid tower though.
Is under attack.
All right.
Radiant's courier has been killed. Radiant structures are
Your PA can definitely carry this game. Yeah, you need mana badly. I think between stick and your urn, there's probably sufficient mana regen.
Sure.
Shit's going down top. So maybe could play top. Oh man, longest TP of your life right there. Good opportunity. Don't chase Void. Yeah, you gotta be the DK. Oh man. This Void is so farmed.
Like I had mana, and then I didn't have mana.
Yeah. Yeah, this game is really hard right now. I honestly think you guys are in a situation where you have to wait for them to like make a overly aggressive play and then you punish that. Because you guys just can't really make anything happen with your heroes. You know what I mean? Like there's just nothing.
Yeah.
Sand King's there. You see his courier?
Hmm?
Sand King is in this area.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's bottom.
Your middle tower is under attack.
There's a good chance they have a ward on that cliff next to you.
Yeah.
Your Undying would be triggering me so much. Because he's not playing 5 at all.
Yeah, I'm having to buy the wards.
Yeah,
and
he's
don't
not
have enough
warding.
money to get like urn or anything like that.
And look at his level too. He's almost level 9. Like that XP had to come from somewhere.
Oh, if this is more worth it, I guess it is. It. Whatever.
Yeah. So Void is playing top. Void is definitely the guy you want to avoid right now. So if he's top, that's fine. We just want to be where not Void is. That's kind of the name of the game right now. So you guys don't have any answer to Chrono. So this outpost is pretty big, but you guys got to go together. You can go right now. Do you see all the people top?
I don't think I'm gonna get there in time.
Yeah, that's alright. It's kind of the same concept. We don't want to TP top because that's where Void is and they're too strong. So like we passed on a free outpost bottom because we tried to contest. Makes sense. Like contesting is what you do when you're ahead. Right? If you're not ahead, then you don't really want to fight.
And here we should be pushing bot. Even though it's gonna be a tier 2 gun. Be a tier 3.
Well, the thing is, you can't
No,
even
I
push
can't.
the jug because
Yeah.
like none of you can deal with him right now.
It's
Okay.
basically a game of don't feed and hopefully this
Yes.
PL can catch up.
This is a game of just stall for the hyper late game and hope they feed you.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be able to fight them for a clean 20 minutes, I would say. So strap in for a long one. I do think fighting them, you guys need armor, like, more than anything else. So I'd say, like, Vlad's, Greaves, Crimson Guard are pretty important items this game. You might be fucked here. It's a trap, yeah. Just gotta walk away. See, this is all a trap. You guys can't fight them anyway. Look at mid, look at bottom. Like, you gotta just constantly remind yourself, because the instinct is, oh, there they are, let's go get them. Right, but it's like the opposite. It's like, oh, there they are, let's run away from there. I would just walk bottom, man. Bring a TP and just walk bottom, because that lane needs pushed. Like, all this is time lost. Okay, PL's finally going to go do it. It should have been one of your cores.
Because I kept feeling like they were gonna try and fight or like defend mid.
They are, but what are you gonna do about it? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter.
I mean, at least if I stay, I might be able to them like stay alive and get out of the fight. Because like, if I go push bot by myself, and they're all trying to fight, I feel like
that's if they chase you, that's good though.
impact.
Because what you don't want is them killing your towers. All right, you should egg, definitely egg. Yeah, when the chrono comes out, you egg. Like, that's the counterplay, right? So then he has to choose: do I fight in my chrono and get egg stunned, or do I run? Okay, this went about as well as I could have possibly gone. Dude, he's gonna. Oh my god, and that's how you win. They fed. DK's totally alone, but quick, stun him. That worked out really well. But yeah, your egg was good. Do that same egg a little bit faster next fight, and that's until Void has BKB.
I feel like a lot of times when a chrono goes up and I have my beam on the person, usually I can keep that person alive and Void gets almost melted, and then I dive an egg next to Void and pretty much like wherever Void time walks, and he pretty much dies. That's why I was saving my egg.
Yeah, the summary
trying to keep them alive.
That's true, and the summary did good there, but the guy did die anyway, and I just think that Void's too farm for you to save anybody doing that right now.
Yeah, that's what I just noticed. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, so I think it's
That's
better.
I think you're right. I think I'm just explaining kind of why I
Yeah, it makes
aimed
sense.
instead of egged.
It makes sense.
Usually I can keep people alive. You're right. Like, he's too farmed.
Yeah, it's just okay. Do you see how they're all bottom now?
All bot, yeah.
Yeah, so just push mid. Don't go bottom. Do not do it. Just push mid. Basically, you guys don't want to take any fights unless it's like beyond your tower, like last fight. Like, that was a great fight because they dove so hard. Otherwise, you want to run them around the map and farm and stall. See, they're swinging mid again now. That ward's really good.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yep, you're totally fine to farm that camp right now. Bounties are coming up. You're good. Don't be scared. Definitely want pressure bottom. Stay bottom. Keep pushing that lane. You see them all top, so you can take this outpost as well while you're down here. So once your vessel's done, I don't think Atos is worth getting at this point. So I think it's between like getting armor, like Vlad's or Crimson Guard, or getting Halberd. But I don't think Halberd's necessarily great. It's good against Void, But they still have like
He
the
can't
Omni Slash and
really
shit.
Halberd Void when he's in Chrono unless he's close enough.
Yeah, 600 range. So yeah, personally, I'm an armor player. I like getting armor. But Phoenixes typically get Halberd because the ult synergy. But yeah, I agree
Kinda
with
would
you.
like to go Ags to have an Aegis in most every fight.
That's probably good too. I think Ags is alright.
It's usually how I play Phoenix. I'm used to being kind of
The thing
timings
is,
and stuff for that.
yeah, the thing is, CK is supposed to be getting the armor items, but he's not. Like, he's supposed to be your AC and your Vlads this game, and he's going like Manta. So that's why I'm leaning towards this. I agree, Ags is great for you. And you've got some fatties on your team that saving with an Ag will just like change the fight. So
That's what I'm thinking is like if PL gets caught out, you know, like halfway through a team fight where maybe 1 or 2 of them are dead and I can egg and keep
yeah,
them safe and keep them alive.
the
It's kind of like
the point is, I think either build what I want or what you want, both have ways to win the game. So just pick what you want to do and stick with it. You know, play with what makes sense with what you buy. So if Ags is where you want to be, totally fine. Just make sure you get value out of the Ags, you know, you got to save people. Whereas with like the armor stuff, you just need to be around. You know, there's like no execution window. It's just, are you near them or not? So totally up to you.
gotcha.
This is probably not a good fight. Let's see what happens. Okay. Summary is actually so huge. Nice fucking egg,
Super
dude.
huge.
Oh my god. You might win this fight for your team. It's close. Oh, party's over. He knows about you. Oh, he's dead. Oh my god, he's dead. Nice, dude.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. Where's Jug?
He's top having a good old time.
Oh, he's coming. Jug's coming.
Shit.
Oh, what a crit. Oh my gosh.
Shit.
You're good. Good fight, man. Yeah, so that's where Summary is amazing. If they're going on CK, that's probably about the only guy you can actually save with Summary. So that was very
He's
good.
playing it pretty good, you know, like he is initiating and going in first, so it was good.
Yeah, I think he's got a general idea of where he's supposed to be. I don't like his item build, but I agree. Summon the giant head. What the hell? Casey Teal. Should Jug still farming? He's walking away, which means you should stay in the lane. You see them leaving? Stay. Keep the pressure. Make them come back.
Gotcha. Ooh, see? Okay. Makes sense.
Yep.
Usually, yeah, like you said, instinct is like, oh, they're going mid, I need to go help my team. And, you know?
You help your team this game by making their enemy time wasted more.
Right. Like they walked over there, now they have to walk all the way back.
Yep. And if they don't, then you start hitting this tower, and hey, you can get this outpost. Go get the outpost right now, because the fight's breaking out. So you might have to TP, but get the outpost first.
I don't have TP.
Okay. Well then, easy choice. Just get the outpost. Maybe you can walk there, but I think the fight's about over.
I think it'll be over.
Yeah, I think so. So you got to get back to base, man, since you have no TP. Get the bounties on the way, at least. This might be Rax. PL has no buyback.
Your middle tower is under attack. Dire structures are fortified.
Huh? I probably should have stopped a hair sooner. Damn it.
Yeah, it's okay though. You know, like it's still a worthwhile trade.
PA didn't die, so that's good.
Yep. No, that was all good. You guys held the base. Without PL even. That outpost play may not seem like a very big deal, but if you look, you and Witch Doctor are the same level, and their level 21 Jug is only a level ahead of your PA. Whereas if you didn't get that outpost, you can add 1 level to their entire team.
Gotcha.
So. I would honestly go back bottom. Do you see how like no one in the game is playing bottom right now?
Don't have much vision. The only person I see is Jug mid.
Yeah, you can push with
Yeah, I get what
Fire
you're
Spirits.
saying.
Yeah, just push with Fire Spirits and Summary from Fog. Like, you don't actually have to show. You just want the lane pushed, and obviously you want to farm your Ags. So, that is a fat wave right there. There they are. They're in your jungle, see Teal? So you're good. Yeah, if PL can farm it, that's fine. One you needs to be there, though. So if PL won't do it, then it's you. It's supposed to be PL. But he walked away, so just stay bottom. Just keep this lane pushed. See, they're all still top. That's fine. Just push, just push. You can show now. Do you see they're all top?
Yeah,
so
because
you
they're
can,
all there, yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Do I TP now?
No, I would
Yep.
tell the team to... Oh, man. Okay, I don't think this is a good fight.
Sure.
The thing is, there's nothing here to defend, right? Like, what happens if you fight here? There's no objective. That's why I don't like it.
I agree, but I also know the way people play.
Yeah.
More like if a fight breaks out, they're gonna fight it.
Yeah, it's,
Like
it's
the past
better you
couple
all...
fights, like if I'm there, I can.
Yep.
Oh, let me see. There we go.
Agreed. Oh my god, that CK stun. Oh, and the Greaves, holy shit. Woo. Saves. You guys are gonna win this game. Dude, your PL is actually farmed. You guys are gonna win. Yep. Sun Ray during Supernova. That seems probably like the talent, right?
Totally. I hate the Icarus dive cast range. I hate it. I never ever get it.
So just make aiming your thing like really hard.
Yeah. One time I used it, I was like, nope. Like I've literally spent years working to know that dive and like know the range and everything, and
Yeah.
just to like have it be super huge. And it's like, for what? To catch up to people that are running away, to get away. Like I'd rather be
Yeah.
stuff in the fight, you know?
I can see it being good, but probably not usually. I think the other talent's
Exactly,
going to
exactly.
be better.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I kind of want to see someone take that talent for the dive cast range against Bloodseeker. Oh, this is probably not a kill. Oh man, this is scary as fuck for you guys. Okay. Yep. You can push mid. You see you have a small window to push mid. And then run down right. Run down right. Yeah, this team fight's not happening. Just push lanes, head bottom, push that lane too. That's like the best thing to do, right? Your team took a fight, they lost, so what can you do? Push lanes, take outposts, that's all fine. Are they rushing right now? Nope. Still a bad fight. You got a teammate dead. Let's just try to keep PL alive. Oh, man. Crit him. Nice. Oh, man, that crit. Oh, my gosh. That sucks. Okay. Buybacks are out. Oh, gem. See that gem?
Yep.
PA got it. This looks good. Alright, well, both your carries bought back, so that's kind of scary.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same deal with that fight. Like, there's no objective there, you know? If they're pushing your base, cool, let's fight. But I don't see the point in your team taking those fights, and I know, like, you can't exactly control what your team's doing.
Yeah.
But I just hope you understand why, like, these fights are not worth taking. Because it's all risk and no reward. You know what I mean? Definitely farm that Aghanims. You're close. Can you get to Rosh? I don't know.
I don't know. I have my dive, but
I think your team's got this.
yep.
Uh-oh.
They're gonna
Oh,
need some
God.
help anyway.
Oh, my God. There's no true sight. Oh, I would egg this shit. Nice. The crits. Healing wards there. Well. Oh, my God. This guy should be dead. Yep. Pick up the Aegis. Dude, oh my god. Oh, man. I can't believe he didn't kill the DK. He took so long picking that shit up that DK just walked away. Whatever. Yeah. Whatever. That was a net win for you guys. Got your Aghanims. Your eggs have been pretty on point, I gotta say.
Thanks, man. For that one with the chrono.
You know what's funny is that one that you're talking about, I would have died because I would have egged before he chronoed me because I knew he was going to chrono you. But you not egging actually saved your life because the heals came in and they can't heal you if you're in an egg. So I think it's kind of funny that I would have like insta-ulted and it was like the next level play, but actually would not have been the play. So it's funny how that works out. Alright, so they're all respawning. They're going to TP. We see two people mid. And they're chasing pink. So you are good to keep pushing. Can you get that outpost? I think you can.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah, dive that shit. You got it. Okay, you missed it. It takes 6 seconds.
Oh, does it? I
Yeah.
don't know the second.
Yeah, you had to dive it.
That's why you said dive that shit.
Yeah.
It's like, why am I going to waste my dive?
Yep. That's alright.
Gotcha.
You'll get it next time. Now you know. 6-second channeling time. Same as the TP, right? 6 seconds TP, 6-second channel.
Gotcha.
It's an easy way to remember. Yellow is... That's Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor's not here. Bad fight, though. You're missing 2 people. So yeah, just walk away. That's good. Yeah, he's dead.
Ah, damn it.
They're still here.
Yep.
You guys are still
Oh,
definitely
no, no,
running
no.
away.
Let's get back. Let's get back. He's going
I would not even be here. I would go run mid and push. Like, you just want to TP back to defend high ground. You don't want to fight with a guy dead on a tier 2. So that's like something that you'll learn over time is realizing, like, as soon as your guy dies, like, okay, I just need to run away and go push. Because, like, they're going to push where they just got the kill and we can't fight because this guy's dead. It's like the sooner you make that connection, the quicker you get the map pressure and you start to close these
quicker
windows.
you get everybody raging at you for why is Phoenix not over here with the team?
That's fine, dude. They can rage at you while you win games and leave them behind, you know?
Yeah.
'Cause that's what needs to happen. Okay, your team's all alive now.
Yep.
Can you get there? Oh, the PL! The PL! No! Oh man, that was close.
Nobody went on them while they were on my egg. Nobody.
Yeah, it's because you already had deaths. I think if
Yeah.
you're just there a couple seconds sooner. But this all comes back to, like, why fight at this tier 2? It's downhill. You know, it's just not a good fight. So now they're going high ground. This is where you want to fight, right? Like, this is where you go, not there. But they kind of forced your
Am I
hand.
back for this or no?
I don't think it's gonna do anything.
I mean,
Just don't die,
yeah.
because you can't really stop their push. SK has blink. They're probably gonna blink on your PA. That's what I would do. Yeah, I don't think you can fight without PL. Alright, he's in. Okay. Alright, well, you can definitely fight now. Bash? No bash. I honestly think this game is going to come down to if you guys take fights on your high ground or if you take them downhill again. Like, I think that they can't fight you when they're fighting into you uphill. But when you guys are going into them uphill, it's like reverse. So I think that's what it's going to come down to. Maybe you can head top to start pressure there. Okay, Void's there. Ooh, yeah, he got ninja gear too. Be careful with that. Nice, CK is going AC now. Yeah, I think you guys just don't fight until AC. Once CK has AC, you can probably actually go take fights outside the base. Jug has Aghanim Blessing. What'd you say?
Said great.
Great, yeah. His ag is so cool. That was a great addition to the game.
I'm supposed to say it's so cool and a great addition when he's on the enemy team, coach.
Kind of scary right now. Okay, we see purple. Chuck went battle.
Zach. Let's try and fight high ground.
I think here is an okay place to fight. Yeah, this is good. Just fight with your vision. Oh, this is so good. This guy's dead. Watch for orange on the mini-map. That's Void. Oh, he has Ninja Gear. Void's going to be smoked with Ninja Gear, Kara. There he is. See him? You guys are good. You can run top. Like, all the way top. Just beeline top and push. Because your team, I guarantee your team's not going to go there. And that lane needs pushed out. Looks like it's already pushing. Jug is mid. It's the same as when you were bottom. Just push safely. You know, don't die.
Okay.
But just give the lane pushed and keep it pushed and make them go there. And once one of them TP's top, that's your chance to make moves elsewhere. Okay, there's Jug. There you go. This case you can just farm. There's nothing left to do. Just sort of waiting on Jug to push top back into you. But do you see what I was going for there? So like you guys win the fight, and then my thought is like you should spread out from your team as far as possible right away, because now you're taking map control and there's no more fight happening. So you want to give them the closer farm since you're a support, you're lower priority, and then you go far to take this farm. And you can also take this farm relatively safely with dive, whereas like none of them really can. PL can, but he doesn't want to do it. Because, you know, they'll bring the whole team to kill him.
Sure.
I don't think this ag is a big deal if you guys are on high ground. Not ag, Aegis, sorry.
Yep.
So I wouldn't be too scared of that. They're all top. Alright, they're top, so where do we go?
Odd, but CK is not pushing. He's just there, AFK.
Well, yeah. You're right. His hero's AFK too. What's up with that?
I don't know.
What's happening with this guy? I think he literally did not realize his hero was not attacking that whole time. He has auto attack after spell turned off. So he pops Manta and then didn't issue an attack command, so he's just standing there. They're smoked, I think, looking for a fight.
Be careful.
Ooh, okay. No time for bottom outpost. Yeah, we're going top. That Jug has Refresher too.
Where's everybody? Where's the CK? I didn't even... Did you see where he was?
He wasn't quite there yet, but he's in now. Oh, PL. Oh god, the cask. Well, they just didn't kill your carries there. It may not matter though. Okay. There's one kill. Oh my god, that Sand King missed.
Yes. Nice.
He missed. Void's ending the game. Oh yes, bash him. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Yes. This game is still winnable.
Thought CK would be right behind me. We were both going over there.
Yeah.
Not bad,
You did also egg right in front of all of them, like within melee range.
But I thought like, okay, they'll have to decide me or with the CKs.
Yeah.
Because like even if I go out, CK will take one or two of them out with them.
Yeah, I
And then
get.
I was like, where is everybody? Where?
Yeah, I get why you thought it was okay, but like, there's
But it
just no
wasn't.
need to. Yeah, there's just no need to do that, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's always better if you ulti further from them.
Sure. Yeah, no, definitely.
This guy has chrono, doesn't he? Your team's getting gone on mid. Oh,
Just,
this is a really dumb way to lose. I don't know, man. They just went mid and pushed with 2 people.
Yeah. There's anything that can be done now.
Yeah, we're looking
Well,
for a
okay.
fat throw on this mid Brax right here. I don't even know what happened. I think they have to like go on Undying and then you egg them all and PA like crits a bunch.
PA bashes everything
Yeah.
all the time.
But I mean, they have to be going on the Undying. Like, I don't think this works any other way.
Yeah.
They go on him, you get an ult off, PA kills shit.
Alright, Undying. Let's see how tanky you can be, baby. Yeah. Oh, not very tanky.
Nope.
Huh? That's the chrono.
Just play with PA, play with PA.
I don't know where PA is.
It's bottom.
She's so far.
Yeah.
Can't even play with her.
Yeah, that's alright. Uh-oh.
Oh no! Oh,
GG.
she's dead.
Yeah.
Why? How did she? Oh my god. Whatever.
Oh, good try.
Yeah.
You had a couple opportunities to win that one.
Yeah.
Alright, I don't think... Yeah, it's not going to give us the replay yet. Alright, well, I'll tell you what. That was mostly... Let me take some notes here real quick.
Explore Music wears English laundry apparel.
Okay. So, I can't download the replay yet, but I set it to notify me. Hang on one sec. Okay, so the big things I can say, other than like what we talked about in game, and this kind of sucks because I can't get the replay yet, but your dive usage in lane I think caused a lot of issues, and that led to deaths. I think there's a couple times where you could actually kill people, but you did not know that you could kill them. So when we have the replay, that will be very obvious to you. And I took notes on my own, so basically we're more or less done. Like, the 2 hours is pretty much up, but I think to wrap it up we need to go over a couple things on this. So I don't know how late you're going to be up tonight, but later tonight when the replay is available we could reconvene and just spend like an extra 10 minutes talking about that, and I think that would wrap it up. Or
awesome.
it could be, yeah, or it could be like another day. It doesn't have to be tonight, but it's just, I like getting it, you know, done in the same day, so then it's not like something we have to come back to later. But
Sure. Yeah, I have
it's no big
something I have to do for like the next hour and a half or so. But but whenever, you know, besides that time, whenever you have it in the time that you have the time, then I'm down.
Okay.
And thank
Cool.
you.
Yeah, no problem. We'll so we'll reconvene later when it makes sense. Then we'll be in touch.
Sure.
But go ahead and take a look at the graphs, like for the game. Do you see the win rate graph?
Yeah.
That's kind of like what I was saying at the start. I'm like, I don't really know how you team fight them, and I don't know. It's hard to win a game where you can't team fight for most of the game, and they have like massive carry. I mean, they have like Jug and Void and DK. Void, dude. I got this problem with Void right now where like, if the enemy team has a Void, they just eventually win because Chronosphere is so freaking good. Like, like imagine having Black Hole when you could have a Chronosphere. Like it's so much better. But all right, man. Well, any parting questions then?
No, because I think the only question I would have is related to the when I can get kills thing, but I'll save it for we watch the replay.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what.
Don't take up too much time.
Yeah, I can kind of show you what I'm talking about in a kind of crude way. We'll still watch the replay, but I'll start a stream.
But
real quick.
I know exactly what you're talking about, like that, especially like that one time when CK and I were bot, and I was in the trees, and you were like, oh, you know, you can kill on Jug here. I feel like for a long time, like for years, I've always been kind of aware of, and maybe this is wrong, but aware of the fact that I dive in to get a kill. I dive in by myself. I'm gonna die. And at this MMR, it's like the safer bet. If I see my carry going for the kill, then I go. Because if I go for the kill, like literally maybe like 4 out of the 10 times maybe, I'm not gonna go on it. And if it's really obvious. So I'm just gonna die.
Well, there was no risk though because his spells were cooldown. So I think that's kind of like a key thing to look at.
That's the other thing that I have to start
Yeah,
working
because
into my technique is looking at where they are with their spells and their mana. Like when you were mentioning like not having any mana, it was a huge changer because it's like, oh, then I can stay next to him.
Yep.
He's not gonna ult me.
Right, exactly.
I have to start looking
stuff
at them
matters
more often. Yeah.
Yep. One hero I think that becomes like a huge example of this is Weaver in the laning phase. Because sometimes Weaver will use their Shikuchi to like secure a last hit or to do some harass. And people don't think about it, but like as soon as that happens, the second that Shikuchi is done, you just go and kill the Weaver. Because he won't have it up again for like 7 seconds or whatever. And that's all the time you need to kill him. Anti-Mage is like the same thing. Let's say he blinks for a CS in lane. Yeah, then you just immediately go on him. And Jug with Blade Fury is similar. So, anyways, are you watching on Discord? Can you see my stream?
I can.
You can?
Yeah.
Okay. So, just something that you should work on, and you should have this down as a fundamental skill. So, like, you don't even have to think about it. When you were chasing that Witch Doctor, when he was, like, coming up, so you're taking Outpost, and he's, like, hitting you, right? And then you realize, like, oh, I can kill him. So then you start fighting back, and, like, you can see, like, yeah, you're going to win. So then when he starts running, you need to get this down. You see I'm orb walking him? And I'm, like, still chasing, and I'm throwing my fire, and then, like, when I dive... See, I also right-clicked him during the dive. Did you catch that? So, like, there's just a lot of optimizing your damage that you weren't getting, and that is why it took... I think you did kill him, but you died too. Or maybe he got away. Yeah, okay, he got away.
The Void came from mid.
That's right. Yeah, so he did get away. So, if you optimize your damage, not only would you have gotten that kill, but you would not have died because you would have taken, like, 5 less seconds to kill him. And then Void would not have been there in time. So that's like a very small thing that's super easy to do. It's just optimize your damage, you know? So get that skill down. I'm just sort of like, let's do it again. It's like, you know, he's running. So I'm like canceling everything. And even there, like I kind of sent the fire too soon. It's like when this fire hits, it burns for 5 seconds, right? So you don't want to put the next fire on, ideally, until 5 seconds pass. So there's also some times that I saw like you're missing damage from that. But that, to me, is not as big of a deal as getting better at chasing people. And actually, it says the replay is available. So let's just do this real quick. Let's see. Here we go.
I need to. I mean, yeah, you can go for it. I need to note these things that
Okay.
I forget because right now they're really fresh and it's. Man. We can keep going to the place that we need to be in the replay.
All right. Oh my god. I'm such a moron. I did not mean to do that. I meant to close like that observing options thing. I freaking exited the replay.
Need to realize where the strong enemy lane is. Here.
And just let me know when you're ready.
Ready.
Okay. So we talked about like at the start of the game, have your ward. Right? So let's look at this again if you brought the ward. Let's go back a little bit. Okay. Then you stop here. Okay, so from here, if you would run straight down and place this ward like on this little cliff, and you do it at this kind of angle so that these trees here, you see the mouse, right?
Huh? I don't see the mouse, but I see the trees.
Okay, yeah, so those trees would block his vision of you, and then you could just place the ward on like next to that torch on the high ground, and then run back up using these trees to block vision from Witch Doctor, and you would have been fast enough you can get there. And I wouldn't advise you do that. I'm just saying, like, I'm watching the replay, I can see you could have done it, so like, of course, yeah, do it, it's guaranteed. But point is, like, if you get there faster with the ward, you walk up this hill, and ideally you're coming from this angle, right? So you enter into this area, and then you get vision here, and then you'll see if they're there yet or not. So then, if you want, you can put the ward, like, right here in this entrance. You could come down this tree line and put the ward, like, here, all from fog, never showing to this area, never showing to here. But you start by coming in here, and then once you're in this spot, you can see this area lit up, and then that's how you know, like, can I place my ward right now or not? And if you can, and you want it here, or you want it, like, down here, you can do it with 0 risk, and you just start the lane with the ward you want to have. So that's, like, the next evolution, right? Like, you're there with your items, but you didn't bring the ward. So that's the next step. That's why, like, rolling out is so important at the start, because you want that advantageous ward spot. Likewise, let's say they get here first and he wards right here, and then he sees you walk in with your ward. Like, obviously, it's really bad for you, right? So, small thing, but it does matter quite a bit for the lane. We're just going to watch 4 times through this lane again. It's like here, the cask, you know is going to cask, right? So, I would like to have seen you be a little bit further up.
Far away.
Yep, and either dodge the bounce entirely, or when it bounces, you step back and it doesn't bounce back to CK again. Right, so you could have had that. You went with Fire Spirit, which is fine. Kind of do some damage. I think you could have manned up a little bit harder there, but it's not a huge deal. Same there. So I guess here's the point I'm trying to make. Right here, when Jug comes up to hit you, you still have 2 Fire Spirits, and they used all their spells. So why not just hold your ground and fight him with the attack speed slow in your auto attacks? Right? Like, you do more damage than him. So, like, that's kind of what I'm talking about. When their cooldowns are on cooldown like that, you have opportunities to do things you normally could never, ever do.
Gotcha.
So, like, normally standing there and hitting him is like, no, that's retarded. Why would I do that? But because you know he doesn't have spin and you still have fire spirits, you actually win that trade. You have a headdress and he doesn't. And he's already he's good on regen actually. I saw your CK. CK is already like out of regen, so that's super bad. And you are too. And I think that was part of why this lane went poorly is they have more regen than you guys. And you can see there again, so that he gets another double cask. It's like here, you both should know better. So like, you just can't get this CS. You can, because you're ranged, but he can't. He's going to take heavy damage. So when he commits to this, and then you also come up, see, that's why he died. So it was like on both of you. So that's another thing that I would just like to see. All these casts were like getting 2-man casts over and over again. And I felt like they were all avoidable. So that's part of why this lane went poorly. So then here, so I was trying to say like stop the pull, and you can kind of see you have your ward, so you can see him here trying to pull, and this lane is pushing, and we talked about that's good for you, right? You want the lane up here,
right?
So your top priority is the lane where it's supposed to be? The answer is no, but it's about to be.
Gonna be, yeah.
Yeah, so then what's more important? It's not you getting like the little bit of experience here. It's you making sure this pull doesn't happen. So even though you already have a death in the lane, you're okay. Like you can play this. But then now he gets this pull. And so like you kind of double back. You're like, okay, well, that's awkward. Like he beat me there. But you could also bully him because he's half HP. Right? So you can just go and fight him at this pull, which isn't as effective because Fire Spirits is on cooldown currently. But that's another option. Yeah, so there's that. Then you get the pull here, which is good. So that's going to reset the lane. And then they come to it. Again, that dive was totally unnecessary. And I think we saw that again where you're taking a lot of unneeded damage. Yeah, so you get maledicted and you dove. And you fire spirited too. So you see how much damage you took from that maledict?
He casked before, because I believe that's why I was diving, to avoid a cast.
Well, I don't think you were going to die anyway. It's like, here, let's watch again. This is full speed. So there's the cast. You died to spin, right? He's nowhere near you. Like, you're fine.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, like, you just walk away here. See, like, 0% chance you're dead here. So, actually, this is one of those times I'm talking about.
I could have gotten the kill and just ran up.
Yeah, so he's spinning, but he's not hitting you at all. You have all your spells now. This guy's getting stunned. I would have dove in, like, past him and behind the Witch Doctor, like, to here, to where their ward is. Because this guy still is doing no damage to you, and now you're getting this kill, and Jug can't hit you because he has to come all the way down, and you're walking down with Witch Doctor, chasing him to finish it off. Right? So, like, here's an opportunity where you could have got a kill.
Damn it. Okay, yeah.
And then, instead, like, you took all your damage. Like, now, again, you can't lane because you're almost dead. Right? And all that damage was...
because of the extra damage that I inflicted on myself.
Right. And, you know, if you go on him, you're going to take that damage from Maledict anyway, but you're going to get the kill, and you still walk away, and you still have your Fairy Fire. So, like, you can... chase him down here, come into these trees, you're gonna be okay. Like, you can make that play. And then, all right, this one was good too. Let's go normal speed. All right, so you come down. He already got the pull. And let's actually we need to go back further than that. Okay. So why did he get this pull? It's because you guys took this fight, you lost all your HP, and then so now you're not comfortable going down. So he goes to pull. Okay, fine.
Like, see there where you said, like, okay, even if I had all my HP, like, this is where, like, right now where I was going after the Witch Doctor, I felt so uncomfortable here because, like, between a Witch Doctor and a Jug, like, I know you said that I could just walk out, but it just feels really dangerous.
it is a little dangerous, but you're totally fine. Like, they cannot kill you if you play it properly. But the reason why it was too late is because there's so much XP right here. You want to get that XP. Like, you guys should have been killing these range creeps so that because you want the lane here, but with 3 range creeps, it's going to keep pushing. You know, like, you're not going to keep the lane where you want it because those creeps are going to push you so hard. So, like, you guys kind of needed to kill these creeps, get that XP, and then this play makes more sense. But as it is, you're going to miss this XP, and I get what you're saying, like, I'm kind of scared. But then watch how you ended up dying. You see? You just dove. Like, okay, now I would be fucking scared. So, the way I like to talk about spells in the lane is, like, you want your spell plus value. So what's your plus value here? There is none, right? Like, plus value is like, I kill a guy, or I deny a CS, or I get a CS. What's your spell plus value here? I mean, you break his clarity, I guess, but now you're at risk of death, and you're really not getting these kills. And then you do that, and you go right to him, right? Like, that's why you're dead. It's not because of where it's not because you came here. It's because you walked directly to the jug. Like, that's how you die, right? Jug gets on top of you. So you use your dive, and you walked to the guy that does the damage. So you were actually fine. Like, there was no risk there. But now the lane's pushing again, so it's like, okay. So it's almost this, like, OCD, like, repetitive cycle. Where's the lane?
Yeah.
Is it where I want it to be? No. Is it going? Is it getting there? Yes? Okay, then don't do anything. Like, make sure no one does anything about it. You know what I mean? It's like, for both sides of this lane, the thought process is always supposed to be, where is this lane, where's it going, and where do we want it? And that is how you win the lane. It's not this, like, spell usage matters, feeding matters, all that shit matters, but the absolutely most important thing is, where is this lane equilibrium? That is the top thing that matters. And based on that equilibrium, people are just going to know, like, what to do with their spells. You know, like, they don't even need to think about it past there. If the equilibrium is where it's supposed to be, the opportunities are going to make sense to do what you're supposed to do, just naturally.
Totally, that makes sense.
You know, like, you don't even have to know what to do. You just know to keep the lave a place where you want it to be, and you're just going to see the opportunities. Okay, so it's pushing. So we pause again. Okay, this is a good spot. But again, there's 2 range creeps, so it's slowly pushing into you. And then you're here getting the XP. This guy wants to pull, but didn't. And now, again, you've stacked up 3 range creeps. So if you guys are killing these range creeps, or at least, like, hitting the jug while he's up here, then this guy, if he goes to pull and you're hitting the jug, then jug can't farm. Right? So then if he comes back so that jug can farm, then you're still in a good spot because the lane's up here. This guy's not pulling, so it's like, it's fine. You know, jug comes up to CS, you hit the jug. If Witch Doctor comes up too far, he gets stunned by CK, you kill him. So that's good. But when you have all these range creeps, it keeps pushing, and this jug is, like, under no pressure at all. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's fine. Like, he's not getting attacked at all. And then now you have all these creeps, and that's a really bad time to go. Because look at all that creep damage you took, right? That's just from creeps. And this whole time. And then now we get to the bounty. Now we can't really fight the bounty because we used our dive. We lost our HP. So, it's all, to me, like, it's all stemming from the equilibrium. Like, that is what I'm seeing as the big problem here. Because it's putting, like, you're getting, I feel like you're getting anxious at approximately the right times. Or in other words, like, you have a healthy sense of danger. But what's missing?
I think that's what I'm writing down here is, like, I need to get these pull times down because it's like oh shit, something's wrong, and then by the time I'm like, oh, the pull's over.
Yep.
Shit.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I need to go pull.
Right
You look at the clock, it's like 1 second before the pull. It's like, shit, I'm too late.
Exactly.
And then you go back to laning, and then you're like, okay, I need to go pull. You look at the clock, shit, 5 seconds too late again. You know, like,
exactly.
You have to get so, like, cyclical in your thinking that you're checking this clock every, like, 5 seconds so that you have the time to go. Because once you realize you need to go, it's too late. Like, you need to be in position when it's time, you know? So, as long as you are cognizant of this, I promise you, you're going to start to figure it out. but you have to like have that in your thinking, because again, this lane here is in a great spot. But now Jug, he's up a level. He's almost up 2 levels on your CK because of all the problems that have already happened in the lane. This guy's been pulling, so he's the same level as you, but the trade-off is his carry got solo XP for like half of this lane, whereas yours got it for very little. Right, so that's like the major difference, and you can see the last hits are going to tell it too. 26-6, 21-4. That's really not that bad, you know. That's fine. It's the XP and the kills that are making the difference in this lane. So I think there's one other spot I wanted to go over. Let's watch that one more time. Okay. So, I mean, this isn't really anything you can do, but the problem here, why are we going on Jug? Like, why is this guy just stunning him and fighting? Like, you're not killing him here, and the wave is where you want it to be, and when you right-click him, the creeps start hitting you, which then pushes the lane, because your creeps aren't doing damage, but or your creeps are doing damage, but their creeps are hitting you instead of your creeps. So your creeps don't take damage. You take the damage instead, which takes away from your regen, and it pushes your lane. And this is all for a kill that's never going to happen. And in fact, it gets him killed, and you have to TP out, which then look what happens. So now you guys leave, and look where the lane is. It's right on your it's where you wanted it to be the whole time, and now you're not even here for it. You know what I mean? So it's and I hope that's not coming off harsh. I'm not trying to like berate you, because
No, not at all. It's just like, again, it's my head. I'm like, the only thing I think I could have fixed there is my positioning. The cask, like I was trying to get away from the creeps, but then still hit Jug. Which, those two things put together put me right next to CK.
Yeah, I think
which got us killed. But it's like I said before, it's like, shit. Okay, so I guess you said like I need to just, if it's not a kill that we can get, I need to just let him die.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't think
him dying is better than him and me dying.
That's true, but I don't think he even had to die here, because let's say the same play happens. I guarantee you, as soon as he did this stun, like now, I bet you he knows this was stupid. You know what I mean? Like, I bet he already realizes, like, oh, this was not a good idea. So if you just back off now, because you also understand, like, this is not a good idea. The lane's pushing. I want this XP. I don't want to fight. I want the XP right now. So if you back off, this cask doesn't happen. That maledict doesn't happen. And then I think he just walks away. You don't have to TP, you know? So I think that's just, you got to recognize, like, this kill isn't happening. Like, this was not a good go. It's fine.
And like I said, like, so basically it's walking away.
Yeah, just walk away.
And one of two things happens. Either he dies, no, no, like, even they might commit on him, and you know the cask and the maledict and everything, and I cannot try to help out from afar. Maybe he dies, maybe he doesn't, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like I need to start sticking with plays that you said. If I see it's a bad situation, then just don't go into the bad situation.
Yeah, just let him drag himself to death. You know, don't go dying with him.
If he dies, like you said, you know, like maybe he didn't die, but if he does, then he rages that I wasn't there or whatever. It's like, okay, well. Just,
and here's the other thing. Maybe while he's doing that, you walk to the left and you just start hitting the witch doctor, and maybe you get a return kill because you're hitting witch doctor the whole time they're hitting him.
Right.
You know, but more importantly, there's almost two full creep waves.
Maledict won't happen because witch doctor is busy running away or whatnot.
Right. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great point. So, and the most important point of all, you two don't miss this double wave of XP. Yeah. So like now look at the lane. Jug's 6.5. He's 4 3/4. He can't lane here. CK's supposed to wreck this Jug because he doesn't die to one Blade Fury. He has a crit that gives lifesteal. So he's just supposed to be hitting Jug this whole time in the lane and not be down 2 levels, and Jug is fucked. Like, Jug is not supposed to be able to win this lane like this. That only happens from kills. And kind of the same deal. So he comes back to the lane. He throws that stun. For what? You know, like it's okay because he had full mana, but it's just like I don't know. They're that ward. I kind of knew that was gonna get instantly dewarded. So you just gotta learn, like, have the discipline to not drop a ward when you haven't taken any vision here. And we saw at the start of the game this guy had a sentry, the Witch Doctor. So the odds are he's gonna have more. Anyway, I think there's like one other last point.
Oh, and when you say like you haven't taken any vision, you mean like I haven't gotten the sentry down first. Or
Right.
Put a sentry down to make sure that he doesn't have a sentry, type of thing.
Yes, but more so, your ward here died like 2 minutes ago, and you have had this whole thing in fog the whole time. So you have no way of knowing if he warded here or not. But you do know that he likely did ward here because this is where they would want to have a ward. And you know he was buying a sentry at the start of the game, which probably means he's going to buy another sentry now, because most people won't get one at the start. I do, but a lot of supports won't. He did. So what are the odds the guy that values sentries that highly that he starts the game with one doesn't buy another one for this ward? 0, right? Like, you're guaranteed he's going to do it. So just the fact that you didn't have vision here for like 2 minutes, I would never have warded there. I would have pushed this lane. Here you could even do it. The ward I like to do in this scenario is I come through these trees and I'm like in where that kind of like armadillo thing is, and then I would place the ward about where Jug is standing from fog in the trees. Does that make sense? So then I get this lane ward, and if it's far enough over, this sentry won't see it if it's like right by the trees, but you'll see this whole lane. They won't know you put it there, and you'll have it for the whole 6-minute duration. So you just kind of gotta learn with experience, like, okay, this is not a safe place to ward.
You would put a ward in lane, vision, and your wave pushes up. There's your tower. Is that what?
So like when this wave pushes more, and let's say Jug's farming on tower, then I would ward about where the creeps are now.
To have vision there for when? Because like we have vision there usually because the creeps are there, unless I perform pulls and bring it up to my tower.
Well, right now, it's pushed enough where you could come through these trees and place it from fog. Otherwise,
what I'm trying to ask is like, why would I want to ward there if I have vision there anyway because of my creeps?
You would want a ward there because once the creeps push again, you're going to catch people TPing in. You're going to catch.
So that's what I was asking. So we would have vision there when the wave is pushed towards my tower.
Right. So when this is up,
okay, gotcha.
You will see Jug come to farm this hard camp. So you'll see where Jug went. You'll see when Witch Doctor leaves, which will mean that, hey, we can pressure Jug because Witch Doctor left. You will see if someone is teleporting in to gank you. So there, and you can even see couriers, which you could then like come this way, cut, and intercept a courier down here. So there's a lot of things that ward could do. Most importantly, it's not going to get killed and feed gold and XP. And yeah, like that's the big thing. But anyway, that's not even what I really wanted to cover. Okay, kind of same deal here. So this whole lane, you guys are like staying after the creeps are dead. Here we go. Like, what's up with this? You see what I'm saying? Like, there's high risk, 0 reward play. Just back up, let the creeps push. It's even like triple bad because you're holding the creeps there longer, right? This wave would have been here, now it's here. So, yeah, this all comes down to the equilibrium. So, it's kind of same deal. Dives cooldown, so you have to play back. I swear there's one other thing, but I won't go past 10 minutes.
I think you're thinking about the 10-minute, this right here.
Yeah, so we can talk about this. Okay, so as soon as this stun hits you, I'm looking at the timer. this outpost is gone. It's too late. It takes 6 seconds. You just got stunned. You can't get it. But you can kill this guy. So then you go back to outpost, and he's here fighting. Just kill him. You know, like, he has to TP. And you also can dive to take that bounty from him. So like he shouldn't have gotten that bounty. Now your dive is late. It should have already happened, right? But now you dive into the void. Naturally, he first hit bashes you because, of course, you know, like, in every world that exists, this guy first hit bashes you. That's just Murphy's Law, right? So then this guy barely gets out. He got your bounty. He stopped the outpost. So he just got a ton of value when he should have died for sure. And you should not have died here because he should have already been dead. And that was just like recognizing sooner, like, okay, outpost is gone, but I can kill this guy. Diving to get the bounty, like keeping your eyes on the prize. You know, like just recognizing what's the objective. It was outpost. And then immediately after that, it's kill this guy. And then immediately during that, it's take this bounty from him. So like it's very dynamic. It's changing constantly based on the timer and positioning.
Yeah.
But as long as you can see this, eventually you're not going to have to think about it so much that you'll be in time to make this shit happen. But yeah, I think that is why this game was so hard, is because this lane went pretty poorly. Top actually went pretty well. You guys won top. Mid was kind of a wash. Like everyone got farmed mid. So I think it really came down to this Jug had such a good game.
Sure.
What do you think?
That's a lot of post-its I have around my monitor now.
Oh man, you're one of those guys. I can't.
Nope, I actually have never done that before. This is the first time because I'm like, I need to think about these things and like them constant and remind myself so I get better quicker.
Gotcha. All right. Well, you got some bonus time, but that's okay. That's how it goes. So.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Tomahawk.
Yeah, that was important, you know. So I'm here for the lesson, not to fucking milk the clock to the second or whatever. So, anyways, I gotta go. I think you said you had some stuff to do too. So
Yeah.
I will get the VOD uploaded to YouTube and I'll send that to you. And other than that, good luck, man. You know what to do. Just work on it.
Thank you. It's good.
Cool. Alrighty. Take it easy.
Bye.
See ya. Alright, stream. That's it. Hopefully you guys like the content. I have no idea if anyone popped in, but either way, have a good day.